Hello, this is Swiftdyke, and welcome to my tutorial on how to fight Morpheel without the Zora armor. Normally, when you're playing casually, you'll have the Zora armor, so you don't need to worry about your breath. But here, we're going to have the air meter running at all times. We happen to have just enough to where we can sink all the way down before we hit the cutscene. Now, I'm gonna try and go over a bunch of different stuff in this fight. I'm gonna go over the backup. I'm going to go over how to refill your air underwater using the water bombs. I'm going to go over how to fight Morpheel. And as always, all my videos start out with just a silent, here is me fighting or doing the trick. So you can just, have something to come back and watch. I'm going to go do the trick, fight Morpheel, and then I'll start going over all the steps. As you can see, it's kind of a long, stressful fight. You always have to worry about that air meter. Morpheel's patterns are completely random. She swims all over the arena here. And we're going to want to try and pay attention to what she's doing to optimally get back on top of her to hit her. And hopefully I can give you some tips and tricks to make this fight even easier. This fight looks scary, but I guarantee you it's a lot less scary than it does look. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I think that this is far easier than getting the Zora armor once you have some experience with fighting Morpheel. Alright, so now we're going to learn how do we refill the air meter in the first place. So the way this works is when you pull out a bomb, and then you force unequip your iron boots by equipping something else over your iron boots. During the pull the bomb animation, it will allow you to swim with the water bombs. Normally you can't. And for some reason, if you drop the water bomb while you're swimming with it, you will... The game will assume that you must be on land because you're moving with a bomb. So when you press A, it gives you the refill. I don't know the technical details beyond that, but what matters is we're getting the air refill. Another thing that's important to note is that if you look closely, you'll see here that if I'm holding forward as I pull the bomb, I will continue being able to move forward. If I stop and float directly up, I'll drop the bomb and will not get the refill, because it's auto-dropping rather than pressing A to drop. However, if I start by just floating up, I then can still have the bomb and equip my iron boots to go down, or take off my iron boots to go up, or stay at that position. But if you're in the moving state, that works, and if you're in the idle state, that also works. So long as you're not going between the two after pulling the bomb, you're okay. So, as I said before, this fight's a little bit of a stressful situation, a little panicky. So you might do something on accident known as Rocket Link. We actually do this earlier in the run on purpose. But it's pretty easy to do an accident. If you press the A button too early after pulling out the bomb, It's like the visual cue is as soon as the bomb comes out, if you press A, you will rocket link, launches you straight to the top. If you do this on accident, you might think that your run is over, but actually, if you're close enough to one of these pillars, you can move over to the pillar by iron boots pumping. We learned that in the pillar clip video. We'll be able to iron boots pump over to one of the pillars and then sink all the way down. Obviously, here I'm doing it with the Morpheel fight not going on, but you can do it with the Morpheel fight going on as well. Be careful though, she will be destroying some of the pillars as she's going around, so make sure you're going to one that's still standing. Alright, so now it's time to move on into the actual fight itself. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we hold L as we skip the cutscene, so that we can instantly claw shot the little eyeball. After we claw shot the eyeball, we're either going to want to back hop or side hop, and during the back hop or side hop, whichever one you decide to do, we're going to tap the B button once. This will have us draw our sword. If we hit the eyeball at all, it will start to go back towards Morpheel, and that will start phase 2 of phase 1, where she spawns all little bombs, and that's bad. So what we want to do is do a jump slash auto spin, which where we spin the joystick mid-air during the jump slash. That does 2 damage rather than 1 damage, which will put us directly into phase 2 of the fight. If you miss, just claw shot the eyeball again and try again until you hit. Sometimes you get bad RNG and it can be a little rough, but you just want to try and grab the eye and start phase 2. Once the eyeball gets back to Morpheel, there's going to be a cutscene that starts. We want to make sure we're holding a bomb and that our iron boots are unequipped for when this cutscene starts. This is going to put us above Morpheel, so that when it starts, we already can be tracking the movement throughout the room, and we're above her, which is a lot faster than having to swim up at the start of the fight. So we just need to drop down. I'm going to try and time this iron boots unequipped bomb pull as closely as we can to when the eyeball gets back to Morpheel, so we get as much air as we can when we start the fight. You can see here I got my boots off, bomb in hand, the cutscene's playing. Throughout this cutscene, make sure you're holding L so you can, like I was talking about, tracking Morpheel's movement. So the patterns are always going to be random here. I get kind of an okay pattern. She goes a little bit on the outside edge and then starts to turn inward toward me. So I'm going to try and have my position just slightly above Morpheel so that I can equip my iron boots and claw shot onto the back. Once you get here, we're going to hit the eye with the B button 4 times. After the 4th slash, unequip those iron boots by equipping your bombs over the boots. That'll force unequip them, kicking you immediately off of Morpheel, allowing you to then re-equip your boots and drop down to the bottom. You're going to want to hit twice with the B button 4 times, so 8 total. And then on the last grab, you're just going to press the A button. While we're dropping here after the first grab, again, hold L so we can target Morpheel and see where she's going. Try and figure out if you're going to have enough time to make it in 1 air refill or if you're going to need a second one. Walk around a little bit so you maximize the amount of time you get from your air refill. Here, I actually get really bad RNG, and she goes kind of high up. So I'm going to end up swimming up and getting eaten. The air meter is going to pause while I'm being eaten, so it's not a big deal. I have plenty of air to finish the fight. Trick for the last regrab is try and buffer until you have it where Morpheel, like I have here, is facing downward. Also equip Lantern over the iron boots for the last equip, because the Lantern is the next item I'm going to need on the next split. So that last regrab was actually a little scuffed, but I ended up getting away with it just by the hair. I'm gonna go through the fight one more time, but with a really bad RNG at the start, just to kind of show you that you can still do it. Really hope these examples help, and thank you again for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can check out the next ones. See you guys soon.